Right, good team. We're here. Boom. Rock and roll time. Rock and roll time. Everything looks good. Can't complain. So that's probably a bonus. We're set. We're ready to go. Right. Uh, that doesn't help. I'm on low power mode. Never mind. Um, right. So today we're just going to jump into a little bit of tempo stuff. Okay, really reasonably simple. Um, we'll do 3 10 minutes. We'll have 90 seconds break in between, just to give us that extra time. Oh, we only really probably need it between the second and third one because we're going to start getting up into ratings. But just 4 3 2 1. Okay, so 4 minutes at our first rating. 3 2 1. The idea and what we're trying to achieve today, okay, is to really look for that consistency, the 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 ability to hold our form through those different ratings, and then as we increase the rating to do it as efficiently as we can, so that we get more speed. Obviously we see better numbers on screen, but we do it while still being controlled. Okay, still allowing ourselves and our heart rates and things to gradually climb. Okay, so over the period of the 10 minutes, we should see an increase on the way through, but we're looking to get that speed by efficiency. Okay, by moving a little bit freer. Okay, a little bit quicker, to allow ourselves to get a little bit more acceleration through that drive. Okay. Um, and so by the time that we finish each set, we will be moving relatively quickly. Okay. 26 on the first one, 28, and then obviously 30 for the last one. But we're getting to that stage by that freedom of movement. Okay. Not tying ourselves up or getting tight because we've got more rating and we think we've got to, like, work harder. Think about how much freedom we can create with our movement. How easy can we get the rating? Okay, and how are we getting that rating? Are we doing it by having that? Excuse me. Are we getting it by that extra speed of the hands, by allowing ourselves through the drive to create that acceleration? Okay, all of those little things add up dramatically towards the end if we start trying to muscle it or power it along, rather than sitting on a really nice rhythm, getting that speed and then building on it from there. Okay. And that's why with that first sort of 4 minutes at each rating, that allows us to create a platform. Okay, so we create our baseline and our platform from that first part. And then from that first part, that's where we increase it from. Okay. And we look at the little things that we can do, that extra speed, that extra movement that comes just from our body moving quicker, the hands moving quicker, just a little bit more time on the drive. All of those little things create that speed efficiently for us, so that we don't get to the finish thinking, oh, Jesus, I'm really having to, like, try and power this along. Okay, it's another good session as well to, like, play with your drag factor. Okay, if you're still sitting there, or you've gained more strength and you're like, oh, maybe I could have a little bit more, or maybe you're a bit tired, you'll be like, actually, let's just pull it down a little bit, and then I can think about my freedom. So there's all these little things that we can do while we're doing today's session. Okay. Um, so let's rock and roll. Let's jump on. Just nice, easy warm up, as always, just to get ourselves nice and loose. The team's in the chat is great. Everyone's here, ready to go. So just as always, just getting ourselves loose. Okay. Always, 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 always. We can't just jump onto the machine and be like, right, and I rip into it. And it really is just about getting ourselves moving in a really nice, loose and limber position. Okay. Remembering that when we start off on these warm-ups, be sometimes it's good to even be almost over exaggerated with, like, the looseness of our arms and just being like really floppy. Okay. Just to feel what is our machine actually doing. Okay. Is it, I can feel it in my arms. I can feel the stretch on my fingers. Okay. And it really does allow us to get a picture of how we need to work in unison with our machine to enable us to look for our potential. Okay. That potential is always the optimal word, because that's what we're trying to find, is how well we're working with our machine. Okay. So as we keep moving and we get more and more flexible, more and more elastic, we can start to feel where the body position is, where our stability is. And then we can start to feel the pressure that we can create. Okay. A nice hang here with speed, starting to develop the pressure to push down to our numbers. Okay, good. And we should be loose. We should feel our legs. Relatively easy to create our compression into the front, right? Shouldn't feel like we're still blocked up. Okay, we've got a nice elastic length, good rhythm, consistent. Okay, a couple more. Easy. Okay. So, been a bit dusty over the weekend. Right. So, main main objective. Okay, consistency. Generally, we're always looking for that consistency, but through the time checks. Okay, in that first 4 minutes, let's get ourselves into a nice rhythm that we can hold consistent. Okay, good mixture of the effort that we're of our output. Okay, the patience and relaxation to offset that. And then as we climb through the different checkpoints, okay, different ratings, really looking just for that extra movement speed, which gives us that speed on screen. Okay. And remember that extra movement speed, or the extra speed on screen, happens from our extra movement with our hand speed, our drive speed. Okay. Because that will in turn give us the numbers on screen. And then we want to make sure that when we increase that, okay, when we get to that time check, right, we see that 6 minutes roll over, or we see that 3 minute roll over, whatever, that we don't just straight away, like just jump onto it. Okay. We use that speed and that efficiency to over a period of 4 or 5 strokes to look for that extra. Okay. And then we create that as our new norm. Okay. So we start from our baseline, and then when we need to jump up, we just give it a tiny little bit of extra with that movement speed. We tap it along, okay, and the flywheel will increase in that speed relatively quickly. And then we just maintain that from there, okay, and we settle into a rhythm. So effectively, what should happen is that if you were graphing your heart rate, it would increase over, say, that first 20 to 30 seconds of that change up, okay? And then it might slowly climb a little bit further, but it's not going to go bang up and then across, okay? We're going to see a slight change because all of a sudden we're just asking for that little bit more. So we're not like just going right, and all of a sudden the body's like, that's okay, but whatever. Okay, so that's the efficiency that we talk about, which is what we want to bring into this. Okay, so boom, here we go. Select workout, new workout, intervals time. Okay, just scroll across, make that to 10 minutes. Okay, our set time. Uh, and the rest time at 1 minute 30. Okay, just leave it flashing on that 30 for a second. Make sure everyone's on board, on target. Okay, you can see the ratings. First one, 20, 22, 24, 26, and then we just jump up 2 strokes from there for each set onwards. Okay, right. Let's press that checkbox. It's good to go. Okay, and just really looking for this movement. And then when we add that tempo, flowing with it, just adding that little bit of extra and looking for that speed, and then looking to maintain it with consistency. Okay. Right, here we go. Righto. Are you ready? Row. Okay, so just settle into the start here. Give yourself a little bit of time to find our rhythm, find the rating. And then when we're there, we can now just maintain, look for our speed, and look for our efficiency. Okay. Our ratio, the time that we're under a little bit of duress with the drive, things are holding our body structure and the posture. And then on that recovery, being loose, supple, freedom with the movements. Okay. Soft hands, soft knees. Okay. This is the suppleness that we require to really balance out that equation. Okay. That ratio. As we roll into the front, let ourselves compress naturally. Okay. Good. Roll up. One speed. And we're just rolling back to the front. We're not trying to control it. We create the process and the movement here around the finish. And then we just roll into the front. Right? And as we come into this front and we prepare for the catch, try not to come in and go, oh, I'm getting ready for the catch. Okay. Still hold that suppleness, because when we get to that front position, because we can't hold that position there because of the compression, we then have that period, that take up part there, just to get back onto the speed of the flywheel, get the gear, and then through the stroke, the whole stroke, we're driving back, okay? We're using that sequence. Okay? So, preparing for this change, remember that little bit of extra speed. Here we go. Now, okay, so just like that, we've increased our speed by just moving a little bit quicker. Okay, good. Feel that hang. Okay, long arms. Let the body do that work off the legs. Okay, we're holding that hang. And as the legs drive our body backwards, you can feel that speed created, the handle speed. Hang on. Okay, we got good clarity, good composure. I remember this handle, our connection point to the machine, not choking the handle. You feel that relationship, the handle, the feet, the seat. That's lovely. So breathe into this. Just tapping it along, rolling into the front. No breath. Drive. Okay, here we go. Okay, preparing to go up. Remember, now just that little bit of extra speed. Okay, drive speed, hand speed. Okay, here it is. Okay, and remember, be patient, composure. Good, lovely. Okay, we're good. Okay, and this is where we just really look to keep ourselves calm, feel the hang, feel the speed of the drive, the natural release, brushing the body. Okay, good, lovely. Okay, and this is us just tapping it along. Okay, the elastic up to now. Okay, so a little bit more speed. Feel that drive. Good. Okay. Small addition, make significant change. Good. And that's no rounds with me. Finish in front of the body. Okay, good. Okay, really good. Okay, so let's catch our breath. Think about that set. Okay, relatively easy to control. Nice changes. Okay, think about our changes, how we went from one rating to another. How did we think about the movement? Okay, did we just feel that a little bit of extra speed? And then we could sit onto that rating and the output speed that we were getting. Okay. And that's what we're after. Okay. So, really good first set. This one here, we start at that 22. So, good bulk of it at that, obviously 22, 24, looking for that freedom of movement. And then we raise it from there. Right. Here we go. Now, okay. So, just breathe into this to start. Be elastic. Okay. Don't overreach. We can feel our rhythm here. We've got supple knees. We've got elasticity, looseness in the body to just allow this soft knee break and the speed of our recovery to Bring us back into the catch position. Hey, good. Hey, nice and elastic. Okay, we've got a good position with the body, stable. We're breathing into it. We're looking for a smooth, one continuous push on the legs, feeling the body being driven back through that hinge of the hips while we're still got that pressure on our feet. Okay, all those muscle groups overlapping to create our sit back through the stroke. Okay, really nice, good hang. Love it. Like that. Okay, we're sitting on top of this here. Open our mouth. Just tapping it along. Good. Make sure that hang under the armpits. No grab in the shoulders. With the arms really looking for that position to really hang through the whole drive. Hit the big muscles. Do that work. Okay, good. Right, up two. Now, small change, a little bit of extra speed. Okay, breathe. Okay, good. That's it. Hold our motion. Lovely. Patient. And here we are, just sitting on 24, passing it along. Good. Feeling our movement speed. Handles coming into the body, brushing it around. Speed in, speed out. Okay, no stopping. We have continuous motion. Really nice, okay? Good press with your feet. Feel the symmetry through the hands and the body, both feet, both legs. Press naturally with that feet of recovery. Okay, there. And then press away. Increase that speed of the flywheel through the drive. Okay, up to now 26. Okay, be elastic. Okay, tap it along. Once the flywheel, keep that speed. I'm trying to stay on top of it. Get back onto the speed that it's already moving. Okay, that's it. Pick it up. Drive speed. Okay, nice long arms. Armpit hang. Breathing. Okay, soft knees. Feel the inertia around the finish. Okay, good. Right, here we go. Nice change up. Now, be elastic. Feel the acceleration. Relax the face. Good. Hold that. All right, now tap it along. Feel this metronomic, continuous motion. Hang, good long. Real good. Okay, big breaths. Okay, so let's hit at the start that gradual build through these sets. Okay, through the rating, because we're just having to move quicker. Okay, yes, we're adding that small amount of extra to get our speed, but we're really working in a good ratio. Our heart rates are going to be up because the body's going to try and stay in an aerobic zone. Okay. The idea is to have a reasonably high heart rate without feeling like the muscles are tying up. Okay. If you get that, really good aerobic zone. Okay. And that's what we're going to focus on for this. Okay. Start to burn. Let's get into a really nice rhythm. Give ourselves this sort of, here we go, 30 odd seconds here to build back up. Okay. Start here by feeling the speed of the drive being really elastic. Okay. Might even feel short to start with. Okay. But once we get the blood flow that going, we've got our movement speeds. Then we can just have that double check as to am I allowing myself to compress to that full length. Okay. Really important. This last set that we stay loose, we stay controlled, we focus the hang. Okay. Nice pressure. One drive. Okay. Brush the body. Feel the inertia. Feel the hands. Let them move. Okay. Move with the bungee, the recoil of the machine. Okay. Really good here. Okay. So think of the fundamental. Flywheel's moving. Tap it along. Okay. Good. Okay. Breathe. Open the mouth. Compression to the front. Natural compression. One speed. Okay. Not trying to control ourselves into that last bit. Body compression to there. Okay. Weight onto the feet. Nice long arms. Stretch under the armpits. Okay. Good. Okay. Be patient here. Breathing. Right. Up to 26. Just move a little bit quicker. Now, the elastic. There it is. Hey, we can feel the drive speed required. Climb it into the recovery. Really look here for efficiency, okay? Yeah. Release that tension, front of the body. Arms have no tension. They got hang tension, nothing here, okay? Symmetry, down the middle. Both feet pushing the body backwards. Good, long arms. Holding the hand. Okay, breathe into this. We're keeping flywheel moving. Push through the drive. Speed of the drive. Nurse around the finish. Yeah. Okay, breathe. Relax the face. Feel the ratio. Work rest. Up to 28. Now, relax it. Breathe. Okay, good. Hold this. Efficiency here. Through the drive. Elastic. Armpits. Okay, breathe. Relax the face. Easy movement. Crush the body. Don't try and rip it in. Good. Tap along. Good. Breathe with me. Okay, last change. 30 strokes. Here we go. Now, feel the speed. Stay relaxed. 20 strokes. Now, keep it long. Yeah, good. Hey, hold this. Stay loose. Last 10 strokes. All the way. Beautiful. Okay. Right. Deep breath. Let's keep moving. Okay, real good. Hey, that last piece for you, baby. Always, there's always that the build up to this last step. And then the last half of that last set. Always, always, always. Okay. That's our test. That's us saying, and I hold this. Am I cooked? Am I fucking ready? Or I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Okay. So just reset your monitors. Okay. Give us a really good look back in the memory of our incremental change. Okay. Through those three pieces. Okay. Pretty sure we would have all had some quite good number change in terms of distance. And now let's just sit here and breathe. Okay. Just use our body weight as our pressure. Really focus here on getting some control back. Okay, composure. A deep breath. Just let ourselves become more elastic when we can. Okay, let's travel forward a little bit further. Okay, use this time here, especially as well, to if we really loosen the arms, we should really be able to feel the pressure against the fingers. Okay, drawing this chain away from us here. Okay, start to try and see if we can get some body movement and pivot. Okay, just roll into wherever we're comfortable, hang away. Okay, and we're going to feel better now than we did 2.5 minutes ago when we finished. Okay, still fatigued, still realizing we've just done a pretty solid workout, but this is our active recovery. This is us moving, using our body weight, enticing that blood flow back to the muscles that we've just really punished. Okay. Nice movement here. Okay, we'll just keep feeling this here. If you can feel just a tad more pressure, okay, just a bit more than body weight. That's going to help a little bit more stimulation in the leg. And we'll do this for another minute here. Okay, just feeling this push. Still focus on this freedom, this looseness of the hands. Okay, the draw back, creating this momentum. Okay, last few here, just think about that. Okay, think about this hand getting drawn back by the machine. Okay, feel the body pivoting at the hips, and then let's hold our posture here and just one speed to that compressed point here, okay, where we can't go any further there. Okay, body stops us, but we've got our position. Okay, that's us there. Okay, good. Couple more here. Boom. Okay, lovely. Okay, real banger of a workout because of that increase in the rating and that extra output that we provide. It just starts to accumulate, right? It adds, it adds, it adds to a point where we're like, okay, it's going to carry on increasing. Okay. And increasing tempo stuff like this is really good because, you know, pretty sure we all got through here somewhere and we're like, oh, might have even been earlier. Okay. But, ultimately that 24 we've got to find, and sometimes we might be looking at it saying, shit, I don't feel like the speed's quite there. Okay. But it's all relative because we've already worked quite hard. So it's like maybe the speed might not be the same there and there or there and there and there, right? But once we start getting up into here, if we're holding that clarity and we're holding our our form and our speed, then maybe that 30 rating is a good speed, right? Maybe that last piece we're like, shit, that's really good. Okay, and that's a whole thing to understand when we're looking at things like that, is to evaluate it. And a lot of time it's evaluating after the fact, okay, because you might be like, look, I'm just in survival mode here to get through. But when things are creeping up on that, like I don't know what your guys' heart rate was towards the finish, but I was pretty fucking high. But the fact is, I still felt like I had clarity here, which means that I'm not tying up, which means I'm still partially right on the edge of the aerobic zone, which is what we're trying to do when we do stuff like this. Okay. Robro, the last one snuck up on you. I bet you did. Rich, tough at the end, but great workout. Yeah, and little things like this. It's I think it's one of Robro's favourites, the old countdown from 8 to 1, where we increase the rating on the way through. And when you do things like that, like anything, right? There's each workout, each workout has a different function, okay, different physiological function. And some are there for high intensity to really like blow ourselves a little bit and become more tolerant to lactic acid and stuff. Others are very much a training session, right? To adapt our physiology to be more aerobic and more endurance. Okay. Then you get ones like this, and it's a battle between the crossover of starting to produce lactic acid, but also the body going, hang on, if I start producing lactic acid now, I'm fucked. Like their 3 minutes are going to be absolutely brutal. But if we can hold our body, and it's about us as well, going, if I start to really grip on this here and I start to try and muscle this along, I'm going to force myself into that anaerobic position. If I stay loose and I try and stay calm and composed, then you're trying to say to the body, just please, please, please fucking stay in this aerobic space, because I really don't want to find myself tying up with 40 seconds to go and this to become real ugly. Okay. And that's what a session like today is all about, because it puts us into those positions. Okay. And it's about us being relaxed, moving, and learning, right? Because sometimes we have to learn so that when we get put into positions like this again, when we're doing some sort of pieces and we're like, shit, this is really starting to affect me, right? Or hurt me, or whatever you want to say. And you have to find a way to stay lucid, right? To stay relaxed, to be able to move through it. Because once you cross the boundary into the anaerobic zone, ain't no coming back, right? It's at gone burgers, right? You're out. So you've got a limited amount of time in there, and that's why we do that anaerobic stuff, right? Those shorter pieces to be like, okay, when I was at full titty, I knew how long I had left, and I could muddle my way through to the end. But there ain't no way that if you hit that somewhere here, that you're going to be able to finish it off, right? And that's what it's all about, right? And that's why we do such a big mixture of stuff here, because we teach our bodies to do it. Connor, great session, Eric. Do you have any drills or exercise to practice symmetry during the stroke? Uh Not really particularly. I think what it is when we talk about symmetry, we want to, because like I'm right-handed, I'm right-footed, I'll kick with my right foot or throw with my right hand, whatever. But when we're in these positions, we want to really try and feel like the push and the hang and everything is done together. Okay. And with the symmetry as well, as if we're hanging, right? It's all of this body connected through the legs, the core, the back, the chest. Everything here is feeling like it's all happening together. Okay, even though you might be like, the left hand feels like it's going to slip off because it can't quite, whatever. But that symmetry piece is really just thinking, I'm down the middle, I'm sitting back, right? I'm just from here, just sitting back. And the more we do that, the more we just balance out our muscles, right? And we balance out from whether you're right-handed, left-handed, left foot, whatever, is just really looking to feel that. And in terms of, the only sort of real exercises on the rowing machine, are sort of straight arm exercises, a little bit of just legs and body stuff, that type of thing, because ultimately we want to try and be able to do everything together, right? We want to be able to do as much of the movement in one continuous motion as possible, and not try and make it mechanical. Okay, so if we're thinking too much about one piece and the other, we start to get disjointed, rather than trying to feel like we come from this really compressed position to be sitting back, and using all of the pieces through this to be able to make our stroke. Okay, so I would say just really focus on how you feel right through the body is really the key. Okay. Thanks for working, Alan. Yep, perfect. Last 2 minutes were tough, John. Yeah, I was tapping it along at 30 going, and that's why it probably is a good. It's probably a sign when I'm like, right, we've got 30 strokes to go. I start counting down. I'm like looking at the numbers, going, right, with 20 seconds, right, we've got 20 strokes to go. But great way to like try and get through it. I enjoyed the slow ramp up, the heart rate creeping up as it went on. Pims felt challenged but not overwhelmed. Real good. John, my issue at times is the timing and speed of my hands at the finish. John. Well, the one thing, John, that this, as I've said many times on the channel and other bits and pieces, is that by the time your hands get to about here, right, they ain't do shit, right? May as well you can stop. So a lot when you hear me say brush the body, right, is because what I want you to be feeling is as you as you come through the drive, right? Okay, we have the drive here. This is where the power is being created, right? Because the legs are driving the body. and the legs are pretty much finished, and then the arms are drawing in. This part here is just let it happen, right? Because if what tends to happen is if we so many people trying to do this into the body, okay, you ain't doing shit. You are overwhelming yourself. You're tightening the muscles. You're using too much energy for an absolutely minimal return. Okay, and yes, as at low ratings, right? There is a draw that creates and holds on the speed. But once we get up into like speed, we should almost be thinking about like finishing here, right, like this, so that we can actually get ourselves back rather than being like, we if you see people that start to do this and they're like ripping it in, really not getting much in return, like very, very limited in return. What it tends to do is it draws the body back forward, does all of this. So when you start getting up into rating, really think about just the brush of the body, right? And I say brush because if you think about it, just like a brush is like that, right? If you think about a brush, think about a broom, you're brooming, so when you're brushing the body, you're just thinking about just touching it in a way. Okay. It's not like draw it in, draw hard or pull in, whatever. Just feel that brush and the 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 metronomic or like inertia feeling that you'll hear me say a lot of time with inertia, right? Inertia is the speed around the change. Okay, is that if you can think that the speed that this comes in is the speed that goes out, okay, that's a really, really good um it's a really good balance, right? And something that I reckon is very close to what should be happening. Okay. It's a little bit disparative at say 20 rating. It is a little bit slower on the way out. And then obviously when you get up to 36, it's probably a little bit quicker on the way out. But through the majority of 20, 22, 24 to sort of 30, that movement there is sort of one pace, right? Pace in, pace out. Okay, and if you think about that, I think you're on a really good pace. Okay. Perfect. Thanks, team. Enough chit chat for here. We'll see you guys back here next week. I'm going to probably go and jump on the bike for a little bit because that felt the old legs are still a little bit tired after that one. But remember, keep up the good work. Keep that mixture of workouts that you're doing during the week. You know, endurance, one day tempo, bit of high intensity, mix it up, have a look back on the chats, on the channels, maybe use some 2-minute pieces or something like that, go back over it. So much that we can do on these machines, right? And we need that good mixture because at the end of the day, we're trying to get a physiological adaptation over our training period, which then means that we know how to do everything. We know how to do endurance, we know how to do tempo, we know how to do power, we know how to do speed. And it encompasses the whole lot. Okay, so that's us. Have a good rest of your weekend. Have a good week next week, and we'll see you guys back here. And the time is going to change. Okay, we're going daylight savings here in New Zealand. Yes, we are next weekend. So we're going to be an hour fall back, hour earlier, hour later. I think I'll do the math. I think it's an hour later. Yes, if we've gone back an hour, it means that you guys have forward an hour. Yeah, something like that. Okay. But daylight savings here in New Zealand. Perfect. Right. Awesome team. Have a great week next week. We'll see you guys here later. Peace out.